What's up, everybody? This is A Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be discussing part of fortune in Scorpio. So, I know a lot of people might not know what a part of fortune is or what it has to do with anything. So, I'm going to break down what the part of fortune is in the natal birth chart. So, the part of fortune is used to describe the basic way in which the individual is physically connected with the surrounding world. It is one of the significators of the body and health, and it is primarily a signification of prosperity and also career as it relates to prosperity. So now the part of fortune is going to symbolize happiness. It's going to symbolize fortune and prosperity in the chart, and it represents the area of the life that you would love to have, the area as far as the houses also, and where you want to be the happiest. Okay. So the house is going to show you the area where you want to be most happiest and prosperous. And then Scorpio, because this is going to be in Scorpio, this is going to show how that also blends with the house. Okay, how you go about getting your happiness, what you're into, and your prosperity and fortune. So now Scorpio in general, we already know that Scorpio has to do with being very curious, being very cautious, even suspicious. Scorpio has that nature to it that wants to pull back layers, wants to get down to the bottom of information, wants to know facts, wants to know the truth. Scorpio is a truth seeker and really wants the truth at all costs. Okay? Scorpio is a water sign. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and it's also ruled by Pluto. Mars is about asserting your energy, taking action, being proactive, being a warrior, being a soldier, being a fighter, and your warrior soul. Mars also does represent courage, it represents your strength. It really shows a militant nature, being in warlike situations, and standing up for your rights. This is what Mars is all about, okay? So now Pluto, we already know that Pluto is about being kind of destructive, building things up, tearing it down to build it back up. But it is about death, rebirth, transformation. It has to do with sex, pleasure. It also has to do with taboo topics, things that people don't want to discuss and talk about, astrology, maybe even numerology, okay? Anything that people don't really feel comfortable with speaking about. These men and women would love to talk about, okay? Because Pluto is being involved. So Pluto also has to do with chaos, crisis situations, secrets, okay? Things being hidden, okay? Things being hidden from you and things that you actually hide from yourself, things that you don't want to deal with. So we're going to jump into this right now. Part of fortune in the sign of Scorpio. Okay, now these men and women, you will enjoy finding deep meaning and participating in regeneration processing. Okay, on the physical level, this is linked to sexuality through an intimate and transforming contact. So these men and women definitely want to be in an intimate relationship. They want to be able to experience that deep rooted love, and they can even experience in this lifetime a love that can be very much transforming for them and also for their partners. But they really seek this out. Now, on a spiritual level, these men and women, this is definitely linked to the mental search for intense emotional while helping others and also overcoming negativity. Also, there is an intense desire to explore the meaning of life and the psyche. So these men and women want to know the mysteries of this world, the mysteries of this life. They are very much into psychology, wanting to know the ins and out of the human mind, what people think about, what makes them tick, what makes them mad, what makes them upset, what makes them get aroused. They are very much concerned with everything that has to do with your mental mind, their mental mind, uh, their mental capacity, and other people's also. So now there is a clear and pretentious, there is a clear and penetration that lets you dwell on the unknown and be at the center of every process of emotional, spiritual change of transformation. Okay, now your opposite sign is Taurus, and we do know that from knowing in astrology that Scorpio and Taurus are opposite signs. Okay, but now even though that Taurus is your opposite sign, Taurus, you can definitely pull towards Taurus as far as being observant and how others prefer to remain safe in what gives them shelter while you try to discover everything that is new. Okay, so you definitely can pull from your opposite polarity. However, Scorpio is also very observant also, because they are concerned about the layers, things being hidden, secrets and lies and deception. They are always on the lookout for these things. Okay, but Taurus does have an observation as far as their perspection, just perspective, looking out to on how things are going to be and be presented, so they look at things that way. Okay, moving forward, you can also want to eliminate what is no longer useful in your life. Okay, these men and women can change up partnerships, they can change up friendships, business dealing partnerships, even well, you can't change up your family, but they can change up how they move around them. And what these men and women are doing, they're just really looking at things as far as they no longer see this being beneficial. They no longer see progress happening. They really see it as being a chaotic situation, and they want to remove themselves from it. So now these men and women, you know how to fix and build anything that is destroyed by recognizing what is still worthwhile and useful. You understand your own unconscious, and you are in tune with your unconscious levels of society thinking. Okay? So now, these men and women, also, you destroy or eliminate from your life everything that no longer makes sense or no longer has a true value to it, which is what I just said previously. These men and women, part of fortune in the sign of Scorpio. Anytime things are no longer working, period, fuck a favor. Anytime things are not working out, not turning out in a good way, in a good light, these men and women know how to draw back. They know how to dismiss, not be bothered with unnecessary bullshit any longer, anymore. These men and women know how to do this. Okay? Now, these men and women, okay, also, a lot of people, a lot of people, it will look like you are destroying what took so long to build. But you know that if you can destroy it, it was never solid from the fucking gate. It was never valid. It was never official. It was never solidified. It was never solid grounds. Okay? It didn't have that solid soil. All right, now you men and women, you will look for hidden secrets in society and the magical and mystical realities of the universe, because you know what it can bring to the people today. These people are about digging up the truth. They are about exposing things for what the fuck they really are. Okay, out into society, out into this world. They want people to know about the magical, the mystical, and the true, full blown, real reality of this fucking world, of this universe. They want to bring it to the forefront. They want to bring it to the light. They want people to recognize that you've been lied to. They want people to recognize that the shit that you was going for, the okie doke, That shit is bullshit. And this shit is real shit. So they love to obtain knowledge. They love to bring shit out to the table so that people can fully understand what this shit is all about. Now, the Taurus energy in general is all about building, being a builder. Where Scorpio energy is all about undoing, okay, or being a destroyer. Now, you know that both are necessary in the process of evolution. You also know how to destroy, build, and restructure all things in your life to transform them into something completely different. These men and women know how to do this. They can perfect it. Okay? If you have this, you know how to build, destroy, and build that bitch right the fuck back up into something completely different, magnificent, marvelous, amazing. All right? And that's a beautiful thing to have. Another thing with this placement, you have an intense restlessness for wanting to understand everything that is not visible and that is behind the appearance. You want to know what is beyond the normal reach of human perception. These people want to know what's going on underneath the surface. They want to know what's going on in this world. They don't want to just hear it. They want facts. They want to be proven. They want to know that this shit is official and not superficial. And they're not going to listen to what people just have to say. These are the people that are going to do their homework, their research. They're going to go and look for themselves. If you tell them something, they will go look it up so that they can make sure what you were saying was truthful, that you was being honest. Okay? And even if maybe somebody was telling them something and it wasn't that they wasn't being honest, because it could have just been very well, this is some shit somebody else heard and they're telling them, but they're going to look it up. This is just what they're going to do. Okay? You are a transformer of mankind and hate. The lack of progress in those around you. Okay? So these men and women are transformers, okay, of mankind, and they do hate the lack of progress around them. They want to see people evolve. They want to see people come into their own. They want to see people acknowledge and understand who the fuck they are. They want people to understand this fucking world. They want people to know and fully get it and grasp it. Okay? Another thing with this placement is also you instinctively sense the underlying forces at play between you and your family members. Okay, so you know how to pinpoint things that are going on in a family dynamic, okay, as well as in friendships also. Okay, you can definitely see when things are off balance, things are not quite right, and it can be a otherworldly force that is coming or attacking those friendships, partnerships, relationships. Okay, you can be quite aware of that instinctively. So now these men and women do have strong rival is here, resulting in their inner pain for you. Okay, I'm sorry. One second. Skip what I just said because it's something I wrote it down a little wrong. So we're going to skip that. Okay, now moving forward. Also, you can have a love-hate relationship with someone in your family or even the extended family. Okay, that leads back to you having that instinctively sense and underlining forces at play between you and your family. Okay, so there can be going a lot of things can be going on in your relationships, in your family dynamics, and this is really specifying in the family dynamics where you can have love-hate relationships where you love people in your family but you can't stand to be around them, or maybe they just aggravate you, maybe they just get on your fucking nerves at times. Okay, but For the most part, that is something that does go on and take place in you men and women's lives, and it can take place. Doesn't have to always be the damn case, because of course you're going to have other things in your natal birth chart that can definitely smooth this over. Okay, so now you men and women are selective with friends, and you have one special friend that you probably known for years, that you have a great unbreakable bond with. No matter what goes on, no matter what takes place, you really are close to this person. Okay, so these people are not going to have several friends. And what usually happens is, early on in life, they had quite a few friends, and they did bullshit. Things jumped off and took place, and due to that, they rather not deal with shit that is useless, okay, to them. They rather fuck with the real, not the fake. They rather be authentic and not phony. This is what they are all about. Okay, now these men and women, your childhood was strongly disciplined and forceful. You might not have been encouraged to be your own confident person. So these men and women struggled in their childhood with their fucking regular nature. They wanted to be able to have confidence in themselves, but they didn't have somebody placed in their life that gave them that confidence. It does not mean that they did not have a parent in the home. It doesn't mean that they was adopted either. It doesn't have to mean none of these kind of things. But usually when you are a child, you have parents, somebody around you that's instilling some kind of confidence into you, instead of just being so disciplined in the house, telling you what you shouldn't do and what you need to stay away from. What these men and women really needed was somebody to uplift them and boost their confidence, letting them know that when you go out into the world, this is how you are going to do things, or this is how things can be done. Okay, you can definitely see that these men and women really needed somebody to give them a pat on the back when they did it good in school. Give them a pat on the back if they got a good grade, instead of just looking like, okay, you got an A, or okay, you got a B. They really needed something different, and it was not being there, and it was not being provided. Their parents could have been emotionally unavailable to them. Maybe their parents were concerned about things that were going on in their own personal lives, so they didn't think to do this for the child. Okay, another thing with this another thing with this placement, these men and women could have felt abandoned and unable to communicate their inner feelings and fears to whoever it was in the home. Mother, father, could also be brothers and sisters. Definitely could have been aunts and uncles, grandparents also. Um, this is the type of child that no matter what they do, the child feels like it's not good enough. That nobody's giving them any kind of recognition. Nobody's giving them that push, that cheering them on, feeling like a cheerleader for them as a child. Okay, so now what ends up happening is that these men and women grow up and they become adults. And once they become an adult, they have to fend for themselves. They have to find that confidence with inside themselves, because it was not given from anybody else around them. So now they have to build it in for themselves, okay? Now these men and women may also compare themselves to other people around them, okay? Strongly fearing failure. They can have a strong fear, and I'm messing up on all my words today, but they can have a strong fear of feeling like they're not going to be successful, they're not going to make it in this life, that how are they going to survive, how can they hold it together. When they go on jobs, they can be a little fidgety, a little nervous, okay? But now what ends up happening is that they grow into their self, they grow into their own, and they become confident men and women. The problem and the issue started early on in life because somebody was not giving them that praise. Somebody was not giving them that full love, as far as building up their self-esteem, building up their confidence, and making sure that they was going to be set out to do a great job when they're on a job or when they're in school and things like that. Okay, they were in a home where they had rules, limitations, restrictions, be home at this time. You know what I'm saying? They don't really want to hear no excuses, the parents and things like that. This is what goes on with these men and women in their lives. Okay, you could have looked around at other kids as being very successful, doing very well in school, or just your peers doing very well in their life, even when you start becoming a young adult. Okay, and you could look at yourself as you're fucking failing. You're failing at the task. You're not living up to your full potential. And in all reality, you could actually be doing very well for yourself, but because you want so much more for yourself, you could downplay the shit that you even do. Okay? You can be having a good job, paying your bills, living it up, having a great life. You can be having an okay kind of life, and you could feel like, no, it's not good enough because you're looking for something else. You're looking for something more. Okay? Another thing, these men and women, you need to be independent and not to let power games affect you. This is essential. This is major in these men and women lives. They really need to be independent and in control of their destiny. Okay? Power games, power struggles. You really shouldn't let these things get to you. Okay? You know how to maneuver this area very well. So letting it affect you is only going to put you in a different place in your mind. You can win that battle every single damn time. Now, this is my placement. I do have part of fortune in the sign of Scorpio, so I know how this shit plays out, and I know how this shit goes. Okay, a lot of things go on and take place in these men and women lives, but they are transformers. They are here to make a change in this world. They are here to enlighten somebody, empower somebody, and inspire somebody in a tremendous way. Everything that they find to be truth and facts, they want to show up in the kind of way where they can express it, where they can get it out, either through social media or just talking with friends. They want to have these discussions. They want people to understand what is going on in this fucking world. They also want to understand what is going on in this world, but they want the facts and not the fucking fiction. Okay? They want to eliminate any unnecessary bullshit that is in their life. They don't have time for the drama. They don't have time for the bullshit. If that's what you about, you could go ahead. Because if you come over here with some drama, these men and women is ready for the drama also, even though we don't want no fucking drama around us. You see what I'm saying? So like I said earlier in this is very much linked to sexuality. Okay, so these men and women do love to have sex. They do love to have a good time, and they want to be in a intimate relationship where they can be transformed in some shape or form. They also want to be able to have that merging, becoming one with their partner, where they can ultimately feel love on the highest extent, highest level. Okay, these are intense lovers, men and women. um their intensity and their desire to explore the mind is amazing. They can go to great lengths and extremes to just look up and find information. Even when I was younger, I would always be into astrology. I would always, look up my sign and things like that. And then when I got a little older, I found out that, oh wow, it's more to just your sun sign. And then you start just finding a whole bunch of things, and then everything just starts making so much more sense. Okay, so the part of fortune in Scorpio, men and women, just know that your happiness definitely, and your fortune and your prosperity definitely comes from you being able to spread the news, spread whatever information that you have learned, share it with other people, let people know the shit that's real and the shit that's fucking fake. Let people know that whatever it is, you see what I'm saying? Whatever it is, don't bite your tongue. Be that very blunt men and women that you are, okay? and speak up and speak out. So this is all I'm going to say about this placement for now. In future videos to come, I will go into more depth into this placement. On top of that, I will also in the future have part of fortune in the houses also. Okay, so that will be something to look forward to. So please be sure to check out my online store. It is Grimy Gear at www.grimygear.com. If you need a caterer, I am the chef goddess also. And you can hit me up at Supreme Royale Catering at gmail.com. If you need my husband to do any work to your home, swimming pool, or business, be sure to hit him up at aronnesbit90 at gmail.com. His business is Steve Sandy Halpers. What else? Birth chart. If you need a birth chart, it is $50. Synastry chart or composite chart will be $70. If you would like a tarot card reading in love and relationships, health, spirituality, finances, and career, that will be $30. So this has been a Force of Nature spiritual awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all. And I will see you on the next one.